Hello! In this video, we'll have a comparative study of the following four tenses in English. First, we'll look at all the grammatical differences between them, as well as the differences when it comes to their usage. In the second part of the video, however, you'll be presented with multiple choice questions to test your knowledge. Now, let's get started. Now, the first thing we need to compare is the verb formula. For the present indefinite tense form, we use the verb in its root form. However, if the subject is the third person singular pronoun or a singular noun, then we add the suffix s or es to the end of the verb. For example, I read, he reads. For the past indefinite tense form, if the verb is a regular verb, then we add the suffix ed to the end of the verb. However, if the verb is an irregular verb, then in the past indefinite tense form, we use it in its second form. For example, I cleaned, I went. Now, when it comes to the present continuous tense form, the verb formula we use is as following. We use to be in its present tense, which is am, is, are, depending on the subject. And then we use verb with the suffix ing. For example, I am reading. You are reading. Lastly, for the past continuous tense form, the verb formula we use is as following. Once again, we use to be, but in the past tense, was, were, depending on the subject, and then we follow with the verb ing. For example, I was reading, you were reading. On this slide, let's learn of the time adverbs that are indicative of each tense form. The time adverbs such as usually, always, often, seldom, rarely, every day, every week, every month, every year refer to the present indefinite tense form. For example, I always cook at home. The time adverbs such as yesterday, the day before yesterday, ago, before, in a certain year, or on a certain date in the past, last week, last month, last year, refer to the past indefinite tense form. For example, yesterday I cooked at home. The time adverbs such as now and at the moment refer to the present continuous tense form. For example, I'm cooking at the moment. And lastly, if you see the words when and while before a clause sentence in the past tense, they may refer to the past continuous tense form. For example, I was cooking a meal when he came. Now, on this slide, let's learn when we can use each of these different tenses in our speech. We use the present indefinite tense form for an event or action that takes place at a present time, but more on a general basis. For instance, if we want to describe something that we do on a regular basis, then we use the present indefinite tense form. For example, I study Spanish twice a week. We can also use the present indefinite tense form when we describe people's abilities. For example, he plays piano very well. In addition, if we talk about universal truth, then we use the present indefinite tense form. For example, in winter, it snows a lot here. Lastly, if you want to talk about something that's scheduled for a very near future, then it's grammatically okay for us to use it in the present indefinite tense form. For example, the library opens tomorrow. Now, when it comes to the past indefinite tense form, we use this tense form for an event or action that happened in the past, and there was no indication related to the continuity of that action for a specific period. Lastly, because this action happened and got completed in the past, there is no relation between this action and the present moment any longer. For example, I finished my work 2 hours ago. We use the present continuous tense form for an event or action that's taken place at the present moment as we are speaking. For example, I am watching TV at the moment. We can also use the present continuous tense form for an event or action that's going to take place in the near future. For example, I'm coming with you tomorrow. Lastly, we use the past continuous tense form for an event or action taking place in a continuous mode for a period in the past, and that may overlap with another action or event that happened at that time. For example, I was speaking to his mom when he came. Now let's see how we use each of these tenses in question sentences. For the present indefinite tense form, we use the auxiliary verb do or does right before the subject, whilst the main verb in the sentence remains in its root form only. For example, does he always cook at home? For the past indefinite tense, we use the auxiliary verb did right before the subject. Once again, whilst using the main verb in the sentence, in its root form only. For example, did he cook yesterday? Now, when it comes to the present continuous tense form, we bring to be, which was in its present tense, am, is, are, right before the subject. For example, is he cooking at the moment? Lastly, for the past continuous tense form, once again, we bring to be, which was in the past tense, was or were, right before the subject. For example, was he cooking when mom came? Now let's see how we use each of these different tenses in negative sentences. For the present indefinite tense form, right after the subject we add the auxiliary verb do or does, followed by the negative word not, whilst using the main verb in the sentence in its root form only. For example, he does not always cook at home. In the past indefinite tense form, we add the auxiliary verb did, followed by the negative word not right after the subject, whilst using the main verb in the sentence in its root form only. For example, he did not cook at home yesterday. Now, when it comes to the present continuous tense form, we use the negative word not right after to be and before the verb ing. For example, he's not cooking at the moment. Lastly, for the past continuous tense form, once again, we use the negative word not right after to be, which in this case is was or were, and before verb ing. For example, he was not cooking when mom came. Practice time. Question 1. You have 10 seconds to choose the correct answer. After 10 seconds, I'll show the correct answer and give my explanation. The correct answer is C. He speaks both English and Spanish fluently. The reason here we chose the present indefinite tense form is because in this sentence we are talking about someone's ability to speak a language in general. Question 2. The correct answer is A. He spoke about this issue at the meeting yesterday. The reason here we chose the past indefinite tense form is because in this sentence we have a time adverb yesterday which already refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 3. correct answer is A. He's speaking to your brother right now. The reason here we chose the present continuous tense form is because in this sentence we have a time adverb right now, which refers to a continued of an action at the present time. Question 4. The correct answer is B. He was speaking on the phone when I opened the door. The reason here we chose the past continuous tense form because we already see here in this sentence there is another action that happened at that time in the past. Question 5. The correct answer is B. I work from home twice a week. Here we choose the present indefinite tense form, and the reason is because in this sentence we are talking about an action that happens at the present time but on a regular basis. Question 6. The correct answer is A. I worked from home yesterday. Here we chose the past indefinite tense form because in this sentence the time adverb yesterday already refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 7. Correct answer is D. I am working from home today. Here we have chosen present continuous tense form. The reason is because here we are talking about an action that is in a continuous mode as we are talking. Question 8. The correct answer is D. I was working from home while I was pregnant. Here we chose the past continuous tense form because here we are talking about an action that continued for a period in the past as it is indicated by the clause sentence in this sentence, while I was pregnant. Question 9. The correct answer is A. Nick did his homework a few hours ago. Here we chose the past indefinite tense form because the time adverb ago refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 10. The correct answer is B. Nick was doing his homework while you were sleeping. Here we chose the past continuous tense form because in this sentence the word while followed by another action in the past indicates that Nick's action was also in the past and in a continuous mode. Question 11. The correct answer is B. Nick usually does his homework at the school library. Here we choose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb usually refers to an action that happens at the present indefinite tense form. Question 12. The correct answer is A. Nick is doing his homework right now. Please be quiet. In this sentence, from the words right now as well as please be quiet, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking at the present moment. Question 13. The correct answer is D. The baby is crying again. Give him some food. Here, from the follow-up sentence, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Therefore, we have chosen the present continuous tense form. Question 14. The correct answer is C. The baby often cries at night. Here, we have chosen the present indefinite tense form because in this sentence, the time adverb often refers to the present indefinite tense form. Question 15. The correct answer is D. The baby cried a lot since his leg hurt. Here we have chosen the past indefinite tense form because from the clause sentence, since his leg hurt, we understand that this action happened sometime in the past. Question 16. The correct answer is C. The baby was crying when I woke up at night. Here we chose the past continuous tense form because we see the word when followed up by an action that happened in the past, which means that the other action happened also in the past and in a continuous mode. Question 17. The correct answer is B. I was driving when you called me, therefore I did not pick up the phone. Here, from the context, as well as from the word when followed up by another action that happened in the past, we understand that the act of driving also happened in the past and it was in a continuous mode. Question 18. The correct answer is C. I rarely drive in the city. Here, we chose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb rarely refers to the present indefinite tense form. Question 19. The correct answer is A. I am driving at the moment. Please don't distract me. Here, from the time adverb at the moment, as well as the follow-up sentence, please don't distract me, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Therefore, we have chosen the present continuous tense form. Question 20. The correct answer is D. I drove all the way up to his house last week. Here we chose the past indefinite tense form because in this sentence, the time adverb last week refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 21. The correct answer is A. My mom always bakes nice pastries at home. Here, the correct answer is the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb always refers to the present indefinite tense form. Question 22. Here, the correct answer is D. My mom was baking bread when I came from school. The correct answer is the past continuous tense form because in this sentence we see a clause sentence in the past, which is when I came from school, and that indicates that the other action also happened in the past, and from the context we can tell that it was in a continuous mode. Question 23. The correct answer is D. Mom is baking a cake right now for you. Here, the correct answer is the present continuous tense form because from the time adverb right now we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Question 24. The correct answer is A. My mom baked 2 loaves of bread this morning. Here we chose the past indefinite tense form because in this sentence the time adverb this morning already refers to an action that happened in the past. Question 25. The correct answer is C. My neighbor's dog is barking again. Here, from the word again, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Therefore, the present continuous tense is the correct one. Question 26. The correct answer is D. My neighbor's dog was barking while I was sweeping the yard. Here, from the context given in this clause sentence, while I was sweeping the yard, we understand that this action happened in the past and continued for a period. Therefore, the past continuous tense is the correct one. Question 27. The correct answer is D. My neighbor's dog barked so loudly the child woke up from sleep. Here, from the second part of this sentence, we understand that it refers to an action that already happened in the past. Therefore, the past indefinite tense is the correct one. Question 28. The correct answer is B. My neighbor's dog barks a lot these days. Here, we choose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb these days refers to an action that happens at the present time in a general sense. Question 29. The correct answer is B. Last weekend, we went to the beach. Here, we chose the past indefinite tense form because the time adverb last weekend refers to the past indefinite tense. Question 30. The correct answer is A. We usually go to the beach every weekend during summer. Here, we choose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb usually refers to the present indefinite tense form. Question 31. The correct answer is A. We were going to the beach when we saw them. Here, from the context given in the clause sentence that also is in the past, when we saw them, we understand that the first action happened in the past and in a continuous mode. Therefore, the past continuous tense is the correct one. Question 32. The correct answer is C. We are going to the beach now. Wanna join us? Here, from the time adverb now, as well as from the follow-up sentence, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Therefore, the present continuous tense form is the correct one. Question 33. The correct answer is C. What do you usually do after work? Here, we chose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb usually refers to the present indefinite tense. Question 34. The correct answer is A. What did you do last weekend? Here, we chose the past indefinite tense form because the time adverb last weekend refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 35. The correct answer is A. What are you doing right now? Here, we chose the present continuous tense because the time adverb right now refers to the present continuous tense form. Question 36. The correct answer is C. What were you doing when he called you? Here we chose the past continuous tense form because the clause sentence in the past indicates the other action to be in the past and continuous form. Question 37. The correct answer is C. Grandpa is watching the news. Please be quiet. Here, from the follow-up sentence, we understand that this action is happening as we are speaking. Therefore, the present continuous is the correct tense form. Question 38. The correct answer is B. Grandpa watched the news a few minutes ago. Here, we chose the past indefinite tense form because the time adverb a few minutes ago refers to the past indefinite tense form. Question 39. Here, the correct answer is A. Grandpa watches the news on TV every evening. Here, We chose the present indefinite tense form because the time adverb every evening refers to the present indefinite tense form. Question 40. The correct is C. Grandpa was watching the news whilst my dad was fixing the tap in the kitchen. Here, we chose the past continuous tense form because the clause sentence here, which was in the past, indicated the other action also was in the past and was in a continuous mode. Alright, we came to an end of another video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, feel free to write them down in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And last but not least, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and to like and share the videos. Thanks for watching. Talk to you in another video.